And it's quite normal to see people hair dry in the hair drying room.
Yeah.
But that's not what they were hair drying.
안녕하세요. Welcome to
Kayla,
where we deep dive into all things K culture.
Whether it's culture, language, K personalities, K drama, everything,
You name it.
we'll talk about it.
My name is Alex,
And I'm Natalie Chai.
and we are so happy to finally be able to do this together and talk about all the fun things when it comes to K culture.
반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
This has been a long time coming, everybody.
드디어.
Everybody, clap your hands.
박수!
박수!
What are we gonna talk about first then?
Oh my God, Alex. I think our audience needs to know what this show is about and what is this whole thing gonna be into in the next coming few episodes.
Why not I explain how we decided when this show should came about?
Talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about that. So, me and Nat, last year's November, we were at Singapore for the Disney's annual Apex Showcase. And guys, so many K celebrities we met on that day.
honestly.
The amount of A-listers, amazing actor, actresses that Disney flew in from Korea just for us to
Just-
look at.
Alex and I were up close and we're like, at the blue carpet. We're like, oh my God, how close more can we be?
Amazing. We saw a lot of amazing actors, and
Yeah.
I'm wearing this today specifically because it's so special. Because I was wearing this the day I met Natalie, and we were just sitting down,
At the
going
hotel.
through our schedule at the hotel, and I was telling her, Nat, why are we doing a show together?
Why aren't we doing a show
Yeah.
together? Because, like, you and I like the same things.
We like the same things. Our followers like the same things.
Uh-huh.
We both like K culture.
Yeah.
Our content aligns. So,
Should we do a show together?
3 months after, here we are.
Here we are! And of course, I remember this thing about this top. Alex was like, hey, I'm representing Malaysia by
Yes.
wearing the hibiscus on my shirt.
Can you
This
guys
is
see?
the hibiscus. And I was like, oh, I thought it was for Korean because
And I had a shock when she said that. I was like, what do you mean I'm wearing it for Korea? Then she's like, you know that the national flower for both countries are the same? Do you guys know? You guys didn't know.
do you know the phrase 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다
In Squid Game?
Squid Game?
Yeah.
무궁화 is, I think it's 무궁화. Whose Chinese is better here? 무궁화. Hibiscus, you know, no? Hibiscus. Oh, okay, never mind. Basically, hibiscus in Korean is 무궁화.
무궁화.
Yeah, so we do share the same national flower, Malaysian and South Korean.
I see.
Yeah.
And I was so mind blown by the fact, and I realized that Nat is actually very good in sharing facts, telling stories, and I personally like to share stories as well.
Yeah, and Alex, well, we're both in the K culture scene,
Yeah, in the
but we
K
kind of do
culture scene.
different things as well.
Yes.
Right? So, Alex, what do you do? To some of our audience who may not know.
So, if you guys do not know me, hi, my name is Alex and I am a verified TikTok creator in Malaysia. So, I mainly do K-pop cover dance. I do languages as well. I do travel content, but mainly dance. My followers always know me for dance.
Yeah, Alex is pumping out like different types of dancing content, and he's like the K-pop master to me. Every time if I have something I don't know about K-pop, I feel like Alex is the one that you can go to and be like, hey, Alex, what's the latest drop about this and that?
I just want to share to everyone. Guys know recently Jesus Earthquake, the music video came out. So it came out at around 1 p.m.
Yeah.
and I got my video out by 2 p.m. That's how fast you gotta go.
I need to watch the video. Let's play the video now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
In an hour. So you
In an
learned the
hour.
whole
Yeah.
thing in an hour and then
Yeah.
you filmed it and posted it.
But the thing is with K-pop dance, right? You're competing with the whole world.
Yeah.
There are so many dancers around the world. So if you want to get views, you've got to be the fastest.
Oh, I learned that from you in Singapore.
Yeah.
Singapore, we were both rushing out the edit, and I was like now more motivated because of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't do what you do.
Mm-mm.
I MC and I interpret for Korean celebs when
That's
they
so
come here.
interesting because I can't do that. Can we talk more about that?
Yes, but should we select a snack
A
before
snack,
we?
okay.
So we have a lot of snacks that we've prepared here today, and I want Alex and I to sort of choose something where we can maybe share a little bit. There's a lot of Korean snacks right here today. Okay, I'm gonna go pick.
Okay.
Okay. All right. There's some snacks right here. I know you guys can take a look here, but I have
Wow.
something that I have my eyes on.
I think I know why you're eyeing. I saw her eyeing since before we started shooting. So yeah. Honey butter chip.
Honey butter chip.
Oh.
Honey butter chip is like quite good. But how come they have two separate packagings? So
And then,
똑같아? No. Look, this bee is different from this other bee.
ah,
I don't know. Are they different?
생감자, 핵감자.
Okay, Alex. One is expiring soon, and one is
Are we allowed to say this on
expiring.
camera? Okay.
One is expiring in another half a year.
Oh, okay.
It depends on our luck now.
Oh.
You can choose.
Check
Okay, let me
out
see first. Okay. Okay, Alex, I will give you some telepathy
Okay.
to choose the one that's further away from the due date.
이거. 이거. Yay!
Yay!
언제야?
This is next month.
Yeah, let's not eat that. We're gonna eat this today.
Asa, honey butter chip. Okay, come. Honey butter chip. Okay, there's always like a way of peeling this, Alex. We just try, okay?
Okay.
Disclaimer, not professional.
Not professional food opener. Oh, 괜찮네.
Hold on. Don't know how to open properly.
Is this the actual way to open it?
No, but like it.
예쁜네. So good at this. Yay! By the way, is this your favorite snack out of everything here?
Oh, it's something that will keep me eating again and again. So the reason why we do this is because it's easy for you to just use your
Take
hands and take.
and eat.
Because if you open from the top, you right?
Okay.
All right. So Alex, just now we were talking about like what I do. So I interpret, I MC and I interpret at the same time. I think in Malaysia right now, I'm the only one doing it. There's a lot of amazing interpreters out there, a lot of amazing MCs out there. But I think my niche is that I'm able to do both.
But it's crazy the amount of time I've gone to events where K-celebs attend, and the amount of time Natalie is always there as the main MC and translator is amazing. Can you list a few of the idols or actors or celebs?
We have Ji Chang-wook, we have Kim Seon-ho, Lee Min-ho, Park Shin-hye,
Oh,
Nina from Twice.
whoa!
I heard someone likes Nina
Whoa!
from Twice. EXO.
EXO.
Recently, Running Man. Running Man was one of my
You guys watch
favorite-
Running Man? You guys watch Running Man? She has met all of them first.
Yeah, so that was really fun. So those are some of the names, and I've just been really, really lucky to be given like this kind of opportunity.
So,
Yeah.
in a sense, Natalie is like the translator for the stars.
Yeah, that's actually how I got into it before I started MCing. So it's quite fun to be able to do that, and I'm sure it's very different because I started this from a very weird story.
Okay.
When I was like 17 or 18, I had a friend who, I've repeated this story somewhere else, but I want to say it again here.
Yes.
Because it truly is the root of how I felt like I could do something like this. A friend of mine got scouted and he got picked into a casting agency.
Ah, okay.
And back then, my friend couldn't speak any Korean or he was really, really bad at it. So I went in and I was able to translate whatever he and that agency wanted. And in that process, when my friend was going through the audition, I had to be there too because I was also there kind of translating it for him.
Wait, so were you auditioning as well?
Yes, I was auditioning because he was picked to audition. So I
Oh.
went to there with him. And because since I was there, the agency decided to audition me too.
Oh.
But I felt like this isn't my place to audition.
Aw.
So I just felt like I was just there to go through the process and then translate for him. So then I found out that, hey, it's something that I can do. And after I came back from Korea, I was like, people were like, hey, nobody speaks Korean. This was like 2010. Nobody
2010.
spoke much Korean then. So, or 2009. So they were like, hey, there's Korean concerts and things like that. So would you like to help us translate? I was like, yeah, I could do that. And slowly it became more and more, I became more involved in different translating. And I also MC in English, so now I just married both.
I see. So you started all the way from 2010, helping that one friend to audition. Is it a huge company?
It is one of the main three back then. And my friend managed to debut.
Oh.
So I'm very happy for him. And I think he's doing very well.
Wait, that's quite easy to guess. Part of the main three managed to debut.
And I managed to translate for them when they were here one time. So it was quite fun. It was quite fun to be like, hey, that process of like, hey, how did you guys get to debut? How get you guys picked? But it's like, you know the answer.
Aww.
And it felt quite
That's
nice.
Serious.
Yeah, so then that's why I lived there. But I think you lived there before also,
Yes.
right?
So while I was studying back then in University Malay. And during my third year, I had a transfer to Korea to do my exchange program. That was also the time when I went Oaktang for 6 months. Yeah, so
Where?
I did
Where at?
Sejong Day. Sejong University.
University.
Yeah. That was also
I went there in 2008 in Yonsei University,
Yonsei.
Yonsei Oaktang.
But yeah, and everyone goes to Korea usually. They'll either go to do their language program there. Apparently, it's still a very popular option now if you like to go and learn Korean properly. Yeah.
I would actually suggest it to everybody who's actually planning to be more serious about the Korean. Because when you go, you immerse yourself in that environment. Every day you gotta speak it, no matter what.
Yeah.
And you can literally learn within 3 months, like so much more than what you would learn here in, I think, a year.
But it's actually so intensive because my classes back then, it was every day, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Every single day, Monday to Friday. And then you get your weekends off. And then Monday to Friday, you go through the same schedule.
Yep.
So no matter how bad your Korean is, I swear to God, you'll be quite decent by the end of the semester.
Yep, and I think they still run these courses. So if any of you out there are interested in signing up, read up on which universities focus on what. So sometimes if you're like focused on, you want to actually speak better, there are some that's better in speaking. There are some that's better in making sure you know the basics of the language correct. And there are some that's more like, hey, if you're into just the K culture in general, we focus more on that. So I think you can dissect and do a bit more research. Now that there's a lot more information online. When I went, and I think when you went to, information is still not that.
Very scarce.
Yeah,
it's
very
scarce.
scarce.
But I think given the environment, it is very easy for you to improve because nobody speaks English well.
Absolutely.
The other exchange students from other countries, they don't speak English well. So everyone with their broken Korean, you try to be like,
like there will be like a table of like Chinese, Japanese, Brazilian, Mongolians, Americans, like the English. Everybody's trying to 안녕하세요. 밥 먹었어요? 잘 지내요?
But it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I feel like you'll definitely get something good out of it.
Absolutely, because you put yourself in that situation, and that is why we're here. So we both speak Korean, we can read Korean, and it's just a whole new world of K culture today.
And to see that how much K culture has changed, especially in Malaysia. So we think it's a great time to do this show now so that we can talk to you guys about the changes, what's new, what's upcoming, or things we just like from the past.
Exactly. What was the first thing that you remember back then of like, hey, I'm actually quite into K culture.
Yeah. So before I went to Korea, I definitely liked K-pop already. One of the first groups that I liked was Dongbangshiki.
Oh
You
my
guys know?
god.
I don't think the people here know.
Dongbangshiki, of course.
Dongbangshiki.
If you guys like Dongbangshiki, please say hello in the comments.
But the moment I liked Dongbangshiki, then they went on to disband. Yeah. Oh, I only liked them when they had the song Mirotic. Do you know?
Of course,
Yeah.
Neurotic is at the end already.
Yeah, at the end, and then they disbanded.
I'm
I
like,
was just
하루만 네가 미치는 되고
되고
싶어.
But yes.
Got the.
Yeah.
You know why? The lyrics is confirmed wrong. You know why? Because back then I didn't understand Korean.
Oh.
So I just listened from like how I would
just kept
sing Jay
listening.
Chou's song right now. I don't know what it means. I just so I stick to whatever lyrics I thought I understood back then. Yeah. So but Dongbangshiki was also.
Dongbangshiki. But after that, every single group that came out, I definitely like Wonder Girls, Soyeonshide, Shiny, Super Junior.
Oh my god, Alex! This episode, this whole second gen thing you're talking about deserves a whole episode. On
We'll
its
do
own.
another episode just for
We
this.
should.
I think it deserves a shout out. But yeah, that's how I started on, and I've always liked dancing. And you know how K-pop is so strong on like visuals, dancing, costume. So I learned a lot, and I just grew. And I can safely say, a lot of the changes in my life is because of K-pop. Yeah, the way I dress, the way I dance now, the way I bring myself about.
Do you think? Hey, did you ever go for any audition?
I did actually in the past.
Really?
So back when I was in Korea, before I studied, before my semester ended, I went to Cube Entertainment to audition. And then I actually made it past the next round. And then when the evaluator asked, oh, so you're here on what visa? And I was like, oh, I'm here on a student's visa. But I'm flying back next week. I immediately saw them striking my name.
Oh
out.
my god.
Yeah. Maybe I made a mistake of saying that, but I was gonna go back, so.
I see.
But I had a great time at the auditions. I made friends and all.
How was that audition process like for you? Do you remember?
So you go into the room, 10 person in a row, and then they'll just play a random song, and then you just dance. And then if you're good at freestyling, they might ask you to stay back and ask you more questions. But the whole thing was in Korean. But I heard that auditions are easier for foreigners now than in the past, because I think a lot of entertainment companies realize that foreigners are quite important in K-pop groups nowadays.
I think everybody kind of wants a dip in, because that's why we also have Malaysians in different groups. We also have like all kinds of nationalities now trying to represent their own countries. Oh, it reminds me of my audition process here, but there was one held in Malaysia. I don't know if any of you out there remember or recall this. This was maybe in year 2007 or 6. There was like I think it was an SM audition.
Oh.
I think it was an SM audition here in Malaysia. And back then, my mom used to like to send me to all kinds of audition. Not for me to go through, but just for me to go through the process of like going through a sort of screening. And then she feels like you will get to learn more about grooming yourself and presenting yourself. Which is why I think I'm more comfortable presenting something.
I see.
And I remember dance is not my thing. I don't flow like you, Alex. But I
Can you sing though, Nat?
I sing way better than I can dance. I'm not saying that I can sing, but I sing way better than I can dance.
Okay.
So my forte then was singing, and I remember singing A Whole New World. And then that time I was only beginning to learn Korean, and the questions they asked would be like, are your parents Korean? Then I'd be like, that time I wasn't very good, so I think I said like 아니야, which was like rude, right? I'm like 아니야. 부모님 아니야. Actually, it should have been a 부모님. 네, 말레이시아 사람입니다. But I was like 아니야 부모님 아니. So they're like 네, okay, same thing. Pap. Yeah. So I was waiting for a call to come back on the same day. I never got a call back. So yeah, that was how I felt like I got a little bit more involved, understood the culture a little bit, and yeah. That's how I felt. But I do want to go back to when we lived in Korea, when
Yes.
you lived in Korea.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are kind of feeling like, is living in Korea a bit different for you, based compared to Malaysia?
So when I went to Korea, it was only the second country I've been to. The first one was Japan, which was also an exchange program. Then I went to Korea, and Korea was hard because I've never felt winter in my life. So it was my first time facing winter. It was my first time seeing snow. That was also in Korea, so it really
Winter in Korea
yeah, winter
is
in Korea
horrible.
was brutal. You guys know, I keep thinking like winter sonata. Having winter is like so romantic. So when I first saw snow, I was so excited. I went out without my jacket. I was like, oh, snow. The wind blew, then I ran back. It was so cold. I thought I was gonna pass out. When the wind blows through your skin,
It goes through your bones,
it's insane.
into your bones.
Absolutely. But yeah, I had a fun time there. Just the seasons were hard to adapt to, and there are so many things you need to adapt to, like wearing your clothes have to change, your skin.
Well, we all kind of have to wear clothes, Alex.
I mean thicker clothes for winter. Thicker clothes. But
Yeah,
what
yeah,
about
yeah.
you, Nat? What's hard about living in Korea?
No, back then I was still young. It was below drinking age. Not that that was young, but like my friends were all elder than me, most of them. So whenever they had meals with me, they couldn't drink. Because the moment you have one minor on your table, you cannot drink. So I just felt bad about being a minor actually back then. But then because when you go to an ohaktang, which is a language school, you don't exactly get to mingle with Koreans because your friends are foreigners.
Yes.
So there wasn't anything that was very jarringly different for me, but just looking at the way they spoke or they talked in restaurants or like the way they act outside, it's kind of like, actually to me K-drama is kind of real. Like they're all kind of dramatic in the
Yeah.
sense. And randomly you walk past, you will see like people actually building candles in love shape, and
Yeah.
somebody will be doing an event for their
Loved
girlfriends.
ones, yeah.
It's kind of like Paris but in Asia,
Yeah.
where they're all quite lovey with each other. They're all very skinship, very physical with one another on the streets, and it's very different from how I would imagine a typical Asian culture is.
But
Like,
I would say this though, the couple culture in Korea is too strong. If you're single and you're going to Korea, I think it's gonna suck for quite a bit because
No,
every corner you look, every couple will be wearing something matching.
somebody will be holding flowers.
Yeah.
Every single day you walk on the street, somebody will be holding flowers.
It's quite annoying lah if you're, single.
You're just
Yeah.
like, and on the escalators, they'll just
Yeah.
kind of like be hugging one another, kind of inseparable. It's quite nice when you're in love and then you go
Yeah.
there and you kind of vibe with one another. But if you're heartbroken, bro,
Yeah.
don't go to Korea.
But that being said, are there any culture shocks that you faced while you were in Korea? Like while you're living there? Because I have my own culture shocks.
I didn't have many. What about why don't you talk about yours?
Okay, I don't know if this is sensitive or not, but when I was studying in Korea, I was really shocked at how comfortable Koreans are being naked in front of
Oh
other people.
yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
when I was studying in Korea, we all had to stay in dorms, right? Back in Malaysia, in UM, we stayed in dorms as
Yes.
well. But everyone was clothed most of the time. So the shock of my life when I was studying in Korea, my roommates were naked like half the time. Naked as in like nothing.
All the way.
Yeah, and they were just like walking around. So when I first went to my dorm, like me in a new country with my luggage, I opened and they were just naked. I was just like, in the wrong room, check this out. Open again. Oh yeah, it's the right room. Turns out they're just very comfortable
Naked.
being with each other naked because they think like it's normal.
Yeah.
But in Malaysia, that's not the norm.
No, now that you mention this,
Yeah.
I absolutely. Are you done with the story?
Yeah, I'm done with the story.
I now have my own like chimjilbang experience, which
Ah,
is the sauna, right?
yeah.
So when I was younger, and because we are not typically used to each other being naked with one another, I went to the first jjimjilbang in my life. I walked in the ladies' room and everyone was naked, right? Everyone was naked and like there's things happening below this region. And I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of information to
consume at one go.
So I'm like trying to take off my clothes to wear like the t-shirts that they give you in jjimjilbang. But just to take off that part is like, why is it so hard to just lift and take out everything? And but if you decide to actually wear something, you stand out more than when you don't.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like we're thinking too much into it because everyone in Korea, they actually don't bother to look.
Yeah.
But we bother to look because it's not normal for us. And there's just so many naked people at one go. You just, you can't stop but to look, right? But yeah.
But one thing I need to visualize and show you all tell you guys is, I walked into the hair drying room, and it's quite normal to see people hair dry in the hair drying room.
Yeah.
But that's not what they were hair drying. I would like to show you what I saw. I'm gonna stand up, okay?
Omo.
I'm an ajumma, an older lady. She has her leg lifted up here, right? She has a hair dryer. And she's like,
Can you mosaic that? For her safety. Oh,
and now I'm like, that
is crazy.
That was shocking.
Yeah. But just saying, even though this all happened in the past, it's still the same.
Yes,
right
this
now.
has not changed.
This has not changed. So maybe you guys can prepare your mind. If you're going to study
ready.
or wear, these are things you can look forward to.
And in the sauna, what they do is they will suddenly come to you. Hey, do you want me to rub your back?
I heard that hurts a lot though, actually.
Yeah, it hurts. But some ajumas come to you and be like, you pay me X amount of money, I will help you clean your back so that all the dirty.
Yeah.
So that was the culture shock. But I think up next, I think the team prepared something called a rapid fire challenge for us to actually play. So there will be certain questions that comes up, and we will try to answer it as fast as possible.
Okay. Just to get to know us better, is it?
Just to get to know us better.
And for all our viewers, you can do it with us together as well.
Tell us your answers in the comments below also. Are you ready for the rapid fire challenge?
Yes.
All right. Now, questions up, please.
If you could only listen to one K-pop group forever, who would it be? 1, 2, 3.
Shiny.
Sushi.
Sushi?
Sushi. Well, actually, I don't know. There's too many, but sushi came to my mind. Okay.
Next one. Okay, your go-to Korean dish. 1, 2, 3.
Kimchi jjigae.
Oi.
Not bad.
Okay.
What's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you at a Korean event? 3, 2, 1.
Asking a person 10 years older than me, why can't you be my friend?
Using Palma when I'm not supposed to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of want to deep dive into that. But okay, next.
Who's your ultimate bias? 1, 2, 3.
Yoga! I don't even know, but yes.
One Korean phrase everyone should know. 1, 2, 3.
Just in my line of work, but yes, Pegopa is very important.
K-drama character you want to be. 1, 2, 3.
Fight for my way. Did that girl.
Tokebi.
Tokebi, Goblin.
First K-drama or K-pop song that made you fall in love with it. 1, 2, 3.
Girls' Generation Baby.
Nuna no Muyeppo. Shiny.
That was good too.
If you were in a K-pop group, what would your position be? 1, 2, 3.
Main
Vocalist.
dancer. Vocalist?
Not main, maybe lead. Okay, that was the rapid fire challenge. Okay. We were not too fast, but we were okay.
We were okay.
I want to talk about that embarrassing moment.
So, when I first learned Korean, I didn't know much about like Chodema and Panma. So, when I first went to Korea, that wasn't taught to me. And I assumed that people that you're close to or people you see on the everyday basis is okay. to use Padma. So I always go to the same mart to buy grocery. And I've always wondered why the Ajumma was so angry whenever I buy things for me, because she would ask if I wanted a bag. And I said, Ani? 괜찮아? Yeah. And I didn't know that it's rude until my Korean friend pointed out one day. Oh, actually, if older people, you're supposed to use like polite.
아니에요.
Yeah, 아니에요. 괜찮아요.
Actually, that's something that a lot of local fans do.
Yeah.
Like they always go like 사랑해 하지마 여기 봐. But actually they don't know it's quite rude
Yeah.
to the artist.
Unless you're really, really close to the person, like that person is your best friend. Other than that, you should really try to use proper sentence, proper ending to your sentences. Yeah. So yeah, I learned that the hard way. The Ajumma was rude to me like 2-3 months only. I realized like I shouldn't have been talking like that to her. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually why you did that. Well, for me, my most embarrassing moment was because I didn't know that as Koreans, you can't be 친구. To us, 친구 means friends.
Yeah.
But to Koreans, 친구 means like you're the same age. So whenever you're like, you're my 친구, they're like, no, you're not my 친구. Then I'm like, why am I not your 친구?
Yeah.
Why can't we be friends even if you're 10 years apart? It's okay, one man.
It goes deeper than that.
It goes deeper.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you can't be my 친구. So then I was just very embarrassed because I felt like they didn't want to be my friend. But after I grew up a little bit, I found out that that's not why they didn't want to be my friend. They were just telling me that it's impossible to be 친구.
Yeah.
But now that the Koreans also get a little bit more influence from the English
Western,
language,
yeah.
they are also trying to embrace the fact that 친구 can just mean like you know,
Yeah.
just hanging out together.
Yeah.
So that was quite fun.
Yeah.
But I have something. This one I prepared for you, Alex, because
my
I
God.
also I haven't done. But we prepared a Korean tongue twister challenge. Okay, a Korean tongue twister challenge because you can read. So I'll leave the Korean tongue twister here for you guys. You guys can try for yourself. But
What
let's
do I
do
agree to
Kai
do?
Bible,
Okay.
and then we see who starts it first.
그래.
Okay?
가위바위보. 똑같아.
똑같아. Okay.
가위바위보. Okay.
I lose.
No more.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay. Let me
You can
try.
try also.
네가 그린 Okay, try again. 네가 그린 기린 그림은 못 그린 기린 그림이고 내가 그린 기린 그림은 잘 그린 기린 그림이다.
오, 잘했어.
Okay, Alex, you try.
오케이. 내가 그린 기린 그림은 그린 기린 그림이고 내가 그린 기린 그림은 잘 그린 기린 그림이다.
Wow, that was so smooth. Wow. Okay, you guys got to try this out, and then if you guys ever do it, please do tag us anywhere on Instagram.
Post it on TikTok.
And we will see it. Okay. This
Okay.
is the Kayla challenge. Okay. We didn't create this, but this is quite a fun
Yeah,
one.
this is
to
quite
do.
a fun thing.
All right. So, Alex, I think that was just a really short introduction of the
Yeah.
episodes. But what do we have coming up next that the viewers can look forward
Next
to?
few episodes, we have amazing guest lineup. It won't be just us every 2 weeks. I know you're gonna get tired of us, so we'll have guests in the K-culture industry that are gonna come and share their stories and experiences with you guys. What else, Nat?
But I think if you guys have any requests or any topics you guys want us to talk about, do leave it in the comments below or really just tag us. Or if you guys are actually even watching this, tag us, tell us what you want to watch next. And we have a lot of different topics, like you said. It's not just about K-pop. It's not just about K-dramas or whatever. We want to talk about the industry
Yeah,
itself.
the industry. So anything you're interested at all, please just comment down below. Let us see, let us know, and we'll try to make it happen for you guys.
And of course, my personal wish for where this goes is that we'll finally be able to interview some of the very prominent people in the K-culture
Culture
scene,
industry.
whoever it is, whether it's behind the scenes, in front of the camera, whoever it is. I think this is where we want people to actually understand what goes behind K-culture.
Yeah. So we will see you on the next episode. So in the meantime, don't forget to like,
Comment,
share,
and
subscribe.
Also, don't forget the notification bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
So that you will catch up all episodes as they come out.
We will see you on the next episode.
And don't forget to watch
Kayla!